Last week I made a video on how to convert your summer internship with a focus on just week 1. In this video I'll focus on weeks 2 to 6, the meat of the internship, and tell you guys what you should be doing to convert that internship. Let's get started. The first thing you should be doing is trying to exceed expectations as an intern. I know it sounds very vague, but think about it. You convert the internship by showing you are ready to be an analyst, which is exceeding expectations as an intern. If you can show during the summer that you're already analyst material, you will get the job, plain and simple. But what can you do? I always talk about and I say, how you show that you're a good analyst is not by being able to model. That should be a given. That should be like crossing your T's and doing your I's. What makes you stand out is being able to draw conclusions based on different things happening in the world. Being able to understand the different macroeconomic factors and how that relates to what you're currently looking at. If you're modeling for Tesla, being able to understand that some of the supply factors in China might impact my model. What are the supply factors and why is that happening in China? Being able to explain that puts you in not a good light, an effing good light, I promise. So during the internship, your focus should not be trying to just learn modeling or the most basic stuff. Take that extra leap and try and learn something advanced. Another way to exceed expectations is when you're an intern, typically for a whole 16-page slide, you'll be given 2 slides to work on or 4 slides. And a lot of interns stop at that. Don't do that. What you should do is, yes, do your 4 slides first, but also look at the rest of the slides and ask effing questions to the analyst or the associate. Make a list of questions based on the other 12 slides and ask them, why is this important? Why do we look at this way? Why is he focused on that? That way it shows that you went above and beyond by not just doing your own slides, but also being inquisitive and trying to find out what are they doing. And when you actually ask questions about the whole slide, you get a fuller picture. You get a more better picture on what you're currently working on. Again, that will improve your knowledge and allow you to explain stuff in a lot more details to people. The last thing you can be doing to exceed expectations is when you're on a call with an analyst, an associate, with a client, whatever, take notes and also ask questions after the call. It shows that number 1, you are listening, number 2, you are engaged, and number 3, you're trying to understand what the F is going on. Because a lot of times interns come in, they do the most basic requirements and they're like, I want to go home, and they will think they will get the role. You must exceed expectations. Like plain and simple. That's what your primary goal should be, trying to exceed expectations. Now you're exceeding expectations because at the end of the day, the work matters first. Being able to do the work is the number 1 way you will get the internship, but it's not the only way. What you start doing in weeks 2 to 8 or weeks 2 to 6 is try and get your personality out there. That way you're more memorable. How can you do that? You find similar points of interest with people in your team and with people that matter. If you know, for example, that is the ED in TMT that's in charge of the hiring process, network with her and try to get to know her as a person. Plain and simple. Find out what she likes, what are her icks, Find out. It doesn't hurt. And by doing that, you understand her more as a person, and then you can start to relate to her on a more personal level. You become more memorable. Me, for example, if I was a VP on ED and you wanted to relate to me on a personal level, literally very simple. I'm an Arsenal fan that loves to train effing hard. You could suggest, Emeka, let's go to the gym and train. Very easy and legal way to connect with someone on that level. We'll train hard for an hour at the gym, and by the mere fact that I'm spending more time with you, I'm going to relate to you more on a personal level. Now imagine doing that across the whole 5 weeks. It doesn't have to be the gym. It could be football, very easy, Arsenal, United, Tottenham fans. Even if they're rival fans, that polarity brings people closer. End of the day, it's all football. It could be that you guys both enjoy running. Find that similar point of interest and literally double down on it. And it could be that you have no hobbies. You know what? The internship could be the time to actually start a hobby. Why not? What do you have to lose? When it comes to networking, people seem like it could be, let's go grab a coffee. It doesn't have to be that formal. It's like, the VP or the associate goes for a gym class every lunch break. You suggest to them you want to come with them for that gym class. That's a way to network. At the end of the day, the point of networking is to have a conversation with someone. That could be done in any setting at the office. It could be for coffee, it could be for lunch, it could be at the gym, it could be literally at a yoga class. It doesn't really matter. But obviously, the less formal the situation, the better and more comfortable you and that person will feel, which is why clients are invited for dinner and for lunch so they feel comfortable. The last thing I'll mention, which you can do to become more memorable, is to start calling people by their names. Start using people's names. In your immediate team, you should learn everyone's name by day 2. By day 2, you should be calling everyone with their first name. Plain and simple. By doing this, you start to feel part of the team and they start to perceive you as part of the team already. It's a very simple thing, but it goes a long way. You become more memorable because a lot of people are bad with names, right? But if you're good with names, you stand out. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, please drop a like and leave a comment. It goes a long way. The next thing you should be doing during your summer internship is to keep on asking questions, but between weeks 2 and 8, the complexity has to improve. You can't keep on asking the same questions and also the same level of questions. What do I mean by that? You can't keep on asking me what is debt, what's equity, what's cash flow. All those are different questions, but the complexity of the question you ask has to improve. It should go from what is cash flow to how does negative cash flow impact the financial health of a company. Plain and simple. The questions have to develop to show that you're actually learning and improving. In fact, I'll give you guys a free trick. You can ask questions you already know the answer to. Everyone does it. VPs do it, analysts do it, everyone does it. But why do they do it? They do it to show off their knowledge. And for some part, you need to show off your knowledge. You need to find a way to show people you know something up here, because you might know a lot, but you can't show it, you don't get the internship, you don't get an offer. But if you show what you know, it goes a long way. Yes, you don't want to be that guy that does it all the time, but doing it once in a while is definitely a good idea. Now this is step 4. Guess what it is? Put down in the comments what you think step 4 is. Step 4 is asking for feedback. In fact, this should actually be in week 1, but every single day you should be asking for feedback. I promise you, it's the only way to improve. How do you know if you're doing good or not? It's not based on what you perceive your ability as. It's based on what people that are working with you perceive it as. You can believe that you're doing a great job. You speak to the VP and it says you're doing an effing bad job. It really doesn't matter how you feel about yourself. Plain and simple. What matters to get that full-time job is how the people in your team and on the floor perceive you. You watching this video, what matters is how they perceive you. So get off the high horse and ask for feedback. And when it comes to feedback, number 1, don't take it personal. Number 2, when you receive it, take a deep breath, process it, and then respond if you need to. But trust me, you must take all feedback on board and try and improve on it. And from week to week, day to day, be asking your analyst, your associate, your manager, hey, in week 1 you said I need to improve on my presentation skills. This is week 3 now. Has that improved? What can I do better? What have I done that's changed? Like, you need that iterative process. And it could be that your modeling skills were 20%, so that's poor. But the mere fact that you went from 20 to 60, not even 100, 20 to 60 over an 8-week period will put you in a good light, because it shows that, you know what, this guy took up my feedback and has improved a lot. At the end of the day, something I'm looking for is people that are very coachable. That matters a lot. So by asking for feedback, you show that, you know what, you want to be coached and you want to improve. If I continue on with the feedback point, something I'll say is, if you've been given a lot of feedback and there's a lot of stuff to improve on, I know in an ideal world, you want to improve on everything, but you can't. It's 8 weeks, not enough time, you're working late anyway, so it's very hard. What you should do is find out what that team values more. Very simple. What does that team value more? What does the VP value more? Do they value more of a critical thinker or someone with very good modeling skills? What do they value more? It's a very, very funny concept, but teams value different stuff more. Like, my team, I value someone that actually knows what's currently going on in the macro environment more than how good your modeling skills are. Some teams, it's vice versa. So yes, you might be given feedback, but your time and effort has to be put towards the stuff that will enable you to convert the internship. Plain and simple. Now this is step 5, and is the last point I'll mention. Between weeks 2 and 8, you must start to benchmark, but not compete. You must benchmark yourself against every other intern or most interns, because at the end of the day, most banks, not everyone will get a full-time offer. And like I said before, you don't judge if you're good or not. It's based on how other people perceive you and the quality of your work. So if you're on the floor, there'll be talks about who the best intern is based on their work and their presentation. You humble yourself and go speak to that intern and find out what are they doing that's so good. What are they doing that Emeka and other people are talking about him in such a good light. Find out from that intern or those interns. What are they doing so good? Is it their presentation skills? Is it how they communicate? Is it their teamwork? What exactly is it that's put him in such a good light? You must benchmark yourself. And you might find that, you know what, my presentation skills are better, but he's very good at modeling, or is very good at coming to very interesting conclusions from a piece of data. Everything I've discussed in this video can be found in a lot more details and a lot more examples in the Internship Game course down below. Click the link, use my code, get a discount, and convert that summer internship. Hope you guys found that video useful. Like the video, comment down below what you enjoyed most about it, and I'll see you in the next one.